Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming to this carol concert. It's become a bit of a special event in our annual calendar, and it's much loved, and much of that has been due to a parent called Ashley Grote, whose daughter had a craniopharyngioma when she was 2, and I looked after her. He was also choir master at Norfolk and Norwich Cathedral School and Cathedral. And every year, as we set the charity up, he supported me as a fundraiser to do this concert, bringing with him all the children from 6 or 7 upwards, all the way from Norwich and back again in a day. And that's a 6-hour round trip. And he's done that for 6 consecutive years. And this is the 7th. And sadly, he could not be here today because she's still poorly. She's now 15 and her brain tumor's still there. And I really want to thank him for deep gratitude and also think of him and his family today and others like him for whom I think we try to exist. The journey goes on and on. And I also have to thank Jonathan Rennett and this wonderful St. Michael's Choir for doing such a wonderful tribute to us today in this beautiful, intimate, candlelit space with a very special organ. And all those years ago at school, when I sang In the Bleak Midwinter, I had no idea the organist who wrote it was from this chapel. Thank you so much. It's truly so encouraging to see so many of you, families, old friends, new friends, survivors, clinicians, supporters. All of you are the members of our growing community, and I thank you most sincerely for devoting this time, which I know is busy, to gather today for this evening of joy, hope, and recovery. Christmas is a time of light, gentle, dazzling. Tonight, that light is created by you. Every candle, every carol, every note we sing reminds us that even after the darkest, bleakest night, there's a bright day ahead. For those recovering from a childhood brain tumor and heavy cancer treatment, that light isn't just a symbol. It's real. It's lived, shared. When a parent is told their child has a brain tumor, their world shatters. Life turns upside down, priorities shift, and siblings, mustn't forget them, get sidelined. Fear and uncertainty take hold as cure becomes the only goal. Experimental treatments start, heavy, long. And yet, even in that journey's hardest moments, we doctors witness something quite remarkable. Somehow, and I don't know how, parents find the strength they didn't know they had. Children demonstrate the most humbling courage and fierce resilience. And slowly, piece by piece, with the power of family love, they begin to rebuild their world. And that's where recovery should also start. We need a recovery pathway from the very beginning, not 5 years after treatment, but alongside it, during growth, and long after the 5-year survival mark that defines the cure. What many don't appreciate is that curing the brain tumor is just the first step, just as has been described. To truly complete the cure, especially now 4 in 5 do live long lives, we must address the missing second step, and also cure the brain injury. This double cure, to treat two conditions, is the only way we can really help these children regain the future we promised, the one they fought for and they rightly deserve. I'm not an oncologist. I was the holistic endocrine pediatrician that these children came to when treatment ended. And I saw what others often missed: their halted growth, delayed puberty, struggles at school, missed childhoods and adolescence, uncomplaining bravery, which actually often hid a broken, lonely life. The aftermath of a brain tumor can last a lifetime. The secondary effects impact on learning, vision, hearing, and balance, neurological, physical, hormonal, and mental health. It's not surprising that in turn impacts on their friendships, confidence, emotions, and ultimately, of course, their chance for adult partnerships, adult employment, and adult independence. Everyday things we all take for granted, as I might remind you, at one time so did they and their families. And yet here's the part of the story we are determined to tell. These amazing young people do overcome these challenges, as you've heard and seen. It's not suddenly, it's not easy, and it's not straightforward, but there is life after cure. And wouldn't that life be so much better, and that recovery be so much faster, if we identified the need correctly from the beginning, with the right rehabilitation and hormone teams, and properly understood and managed the effects in the community, social care, and education. Under those conditions, recovery isn't just possible, it's extraordinary, and it goes on through life. That is why Success Charity exists. We're the only charity in this space standing behind survivors and families from the beginning, but really to make sure the long term is good. We exist to brighten their future quality of life, are privileged to represent their voices. We lobby those in power so that everyone gets the recovery they need. We walk with children regaining their footing, with parents navigating complex health and educational secondary needs, which were totally unexpected. Teenagers discovering who they are. And I'm proud to say we're walking with more and more young adults who've come to find us, to build those friendships and those futures that once felt out of reach. Every family here tonight has its own story, whether it be bold, humorous, angry, brave, quiet, dignified, persevering. Every story matters. Some are unfolding, some haven't started, but all are threaded with tonight's theme. The joy of small triumphs, a first day back at school, a new friend, a skill regained, a return to something loved, hope that every survivor deserves to flourish and can reach their full potential, and recovery manifest in the day-to-day courage of these brave hearts who refuse to give up, and their families who steadfastly stand by them. One survivor said to me, "When you get a brain tumor and your world falls apart, success is there to put the pieces back together, just like Humpty Dumpty. I thought that was a lovely way of trying to explain what we set out to do. I've lost the next page. But maybe that's no bad thing. I know I wanted to say tonight a huge thank you to all of you. There are many of you who have given, many of you who donate, who support, who have helped us this year to manage an extraordinary community fundraising endeavour, which has amazingly raised £40,000 this summer. Marathon challenges, matched campaigns, and corporate-sponsored events. There are many of you who've also individually given. There are many who have also supported us to raise awareness and helped us pro bono to deliver services and advice. I want to thank also the sponsors for this carol concert. Like Ashley, Gino has been with us from the very beginning. Gino and GPIM have supported this conference year on year for the last 7 years, and we're enormously grateful for their support. Belgravia Centre and Optometry are recurring supporters, and for the second time this year, we're enormously grateful to Bupa and the Cromwell Hospital for their most generous support. Thank you. We've come to rely and trust on this regular support, and we can't thank you enough. I've come to realise, nevertheless, that it's not easy to run a charity, balance the books, deliver and reach every individual. And sadly, this year we spent 60,000 more than we got in, and we need to bridge that gap. It sounds an awful lot, but thanks to you here tonight, your ticket sales, your donations, and to our sponsors, we're more than halfway there. And we have 2 donors who have offered to match anything we raise tonight up to a peak of £10,000. So we are actually almost there, and I'm very encouraged. If you can, give during the carol, next carol, with the collection that's going through. If you look on page 15 of your brochure, there's a QR code and takes you straight to our Hope, Joy and Recovery appeal. And there are also zettles and other things at the back as you go out. Finally, my heartfelt thanks to you all for sharing this special evening with us and for your faith as we raise awareness of this unmet need. Please do join us afterwards for light refreshments that have been kindly provided by Marks and Spencer's and our trustee Laura. And we'd like to meet you and thank you personally for being part of our family, bringing joy, hope and recovery to every childhood brain tumour survivor. They so richly deserve a brighter, more confident future. I wish you a peaceful and healing Christmas, one full of treasured time with your loved ones, sharing memories, hopes and dreams of a year ahead. I absolutely hope it's filled with shafts of joy and light.